Forecast here on this planet. No black out there today, at least not once the sun came up, and it stayed, and it was a pretty Wednesday.
Yeah, I deal with about 15 miles down to the ground. That's where weather takes place, nothing beyond that. But that was pretty cool perspective, right? So neat that we can do that. Well, in our 15 miles here, we have pretty clear skies above us, and we've got comfortable temperatures really close to the ground. You look at Yadkinville, and you will see the clear blue skies. Nice to have the sunshine back. But of course, with the sunshine, we've got the heat. Did you notice how much warmer it was out there today? We've got a stretch of 80s in our forecast in October. I know it's not unheard of, but it is a little unusual. 77 is the current temperature in Yadkinville, and we've got calm winds right now. The high this afternoon topped out at 81 degrees, so a full 10 degrees above what is normal this time of year. I want to show you the morning temperatures because we're going to see those going down. We've got temperatures forecasted to be only in the upper 40s in the morning by Sunday, so a big change, and the afternoon highs will come down too. Once we're in the 80s for a couple days, we'll only have highs in the 60s by Sunday. Right now, you look at 80 from Winston-Salem to Greensboro, Reidsville, Martinsville, all at 80 degrees. Temperatures in the upper 70s over our foothill communities. We've got light winds when they blow out of the north, and we do have the clear skies. The cloud cover is down east along I-95, farther east, and there's a little bit of cloud cover out over Tennessee. Now for this evening, we've got mostly clear skies. It will cool off pretty quickly, but the temperatures should be rather comfortable. They'll be in the low to mid 60s across our area. Tomorrow morning, it'll be very similar to what it was like out there this morning. Some low to mid 50s for the mountains and foothills, a little closer to 60 degrees in the Piedmont Triad. Your 12-hour forecast for tomorrow takes us into the low 80s, again with a high of about 82 in the Piedmont Triad with that light north wind, mainly sunny skies. Got a gorgeous outdoor day for the foothills as well with temperatures close to 81 by late tomorrow afternoon. It's a little cool with a little bit of fog tomorrow morning in the mountains. We'll see some clouds increasing for the latter half of the day with a high of 76 in the mountain towns. The cloud cover is going to come from our front that has now dropped in out of Canada. It's crossed through the Rockies. Now it's in the Plains states. Right now, not a lot of severe weather with this, but a line of showers and yes, some significantly colder air. You can see temps right now in Denver at 58 degrees. So here's how it'll play out for us. Tomorrow we will have some clouds around. It won't be totally sunny like it is out there today. We've got temperatures in the low to mid 80s. By Friday, it's mostly sunny, a very pleasant day, but a little warm with a high of 85. By Saturday morning, this front slowing down a little bit, so I actually think our morning events will be dry on Saturday. We'll look for some showers to move into the mountains, especially by midday and afternoon, and it will likely be Saturday afternoon before we get showers into the Triad, and they will carry us into Saturday evening. By Sunday, you'll notice how much cooler it is in the morning with some 40s. That's what we'll wake up to Sunday morning. And those afternoon highs are only in the 50s and 60s. There's a lot of events taking place this weekend. One of them is the Walk to End Alzheimer's in Greensboro at LeBauer Park. That is a 9 a.m. registration and a 10 a.m. ceremony. I'll be out there for that. Also, the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk is at Country Park in Greensboro. They're not having a set start time, but rather a window between 8:30 a.m. and noon. Audrey Bisk will be out there. It, of course, benefits the American Cancer Society. Here's our 7-day forecast. Again, I do think the rain comes in late for the Triad on Saturday. It's out of here for Sunday, and we have got several chilly mornings into next week.
All righty, thank you, Lainey. Let's get a first check on traffic now in this 5 o'clock hour. This is Winston-Salem, Highway 52 at 25th Street. Quite a bit of slow and go there on the left-hand side of your screen. DOT not reporting any crashes, but be advised, 52 as it can be during the work week in this hour is a bit of a parking lot right now. Well, they jumped into action after watching a school bus crash into the woods. Mothers described the moments they got to the scene and found students on board.
Plus, bigger checks for Social Security recipients, but it comes with a catch: how much it's going up by and why.
WXII 12 News is always available on the free WXII 12 app. Stay connected to Kenny Beck on his Facebook page.
A school bus carrying children crashed into the woods in New Hampshire. Drone video shows the bus lodged in the woods with a fallen tree and branches on top of it. It'll zoom in here. You can get a better look in just a second. There were 6 students on board at the time. Police say the driver suffered a medical emergency. 2 women driving in the opposite direction saw that the bus narrowly missed them, and then here's what they did.
Missed me by millimeters, came onto our side of the road, and pretty much went airborne. It was like something like you see in the movies.
A movie, definitely a movie. And it was going really fast. At first, I thought she lost her brakes.
The woman and another man pulled over and helped get the kids off the bus. The students, who were in grades kindergarten through 3rd, were all shaken up, as you might imagine, but physically okay. The bus driver was taken to the hospital.
New photos show more sequoia trees have been lost in California's KNP complex fire. But experts say only the Sewanee Grove appears to be severely damaged. Now, so far, that fire has impacted 16 groves. Experts say, though, that most of those fires are expected to actually have a beneficial impact by reducing fuel loads and creating conditions for trees to regrow. The fire is 40% contained, but has burned close to 88,000 acres in the Sequoia National Park. Well, in Spain, thousands of people in La Palma are wondering if and when they'll ever be able to return home. This video shows how lava is moving on top of lava that's already spilled out. A geologist says this creates what's called a cold crust on the surface. Authorities are also tracking lava flowing from the volcano towards the Atlantic Ocean. If that molten lava reaches the sea, it can create dangerous chemical reactions and toxic gas.
I'm Sally Kidd in Washington. President Biden announces a 24/7 effort to address supply chain bottlenecks as price spikes send inflation even higher.
Sunshine out there today, and it looks like it'll continue into the early part of the weekend. If you've got a trip planned to check out the fall color, we'll bring you an update coming up.
You're watching WXII 12 News.
President Biden is stepping up efforts to try to relieve supply chain bottlenecks at major ports all around the country.
Yeah, it is a big problem. The backlog is driving up consumer prices and resulting in empty store shelves and delayed deliveries. Sally Kidd joins us in Washington with the latest.
Longer hours at ports and more deliveries during non-peak hours are the answer, the president says, with supply chain backups putting a damper on the economic recovery. Backed up and stacked up. Dozens of ships are waiting to dock and unload at the nation's largest ports. The supply chain nightmare drags on.
Today's announcement has the potential to be a game changer.
President Biden announcing new plans to relieve the bottlenecks. The Port of Los Angeles now shifting to 24/7 operations. And he says some of the nation's largest retailers will also ramp up round the clock.
This is across the board commitment to going to 24/7. This is a big first step.
Shipping logistics experts say it's only a start.
You need more chassis on land. You need more rail chassis and truck chassis to help pull boxes out.
The havoc causing a spike in prices, pushing inflation 5.4% higher than it was a year ago. Goods like furniture, cars, televisions, and a host of other imported products more expensive now. The Biden administration sees inflation as only temporary, but Republicans say the president's $2 trillion COVID relief package is helping to fuel the price spikes, and say he hasn't done enough to address the problem.
Why aren't we doing more to be able to empower American people and American businesses so that we're not relying on China, so that we're not relying on a supply chain we supposedly have no control over?
Now, this is a problem that will not be resolved in time for Christmas. Experts say it is likely to continue well into next year. In Washington, Sally Kidd, WXII 12 News.
A lot of people avoided medical checkups and procedures over the last year and a half because of COVID-19. And now doctors are worried because more Americans are coming in with cancer in the more advanced stages. Research shows nearly 64% of the population has put off routine screenings because of the pandemic. Those include mammograms, colonoscopies, skin checks, and pap smears. Testing rates for breast and cervical cancer have decreased by as much as 98% in some communities. Well, travel restrictions are easing along the Canada and Mexico borders. Starting next month, people traveling for non-essential reasons into the U.S. can come in if they show proof of vaccination. In January, the second phase will begin, and that will extend the vaccine requirement, so it also includes people traveling for essential reasons.
The music festival Coachella is now reversing course and in fact allowing a negative COVID-19 test 72 hours before the concert instead of proof of vaccination. Organizers say they made that decision after other festivals have shown that safety protocols result in low transmission rates. Coachella is slated to take place in April. This new policy has not been reflected on its Twitter or Instagram pages, at least not yet.
Well, if you're on Social Security, you are about to get a raise. Monthly checks will jump by 5.9% next year. That means that the average check will go up by about $92 a month, but it won't go very far. The reason for the hike is higher prices on goods and services because of inflation.
We are just getting word that the teen accused of fatally shooting a classmate at Mount Tabor High School last month will be back in court tomorrow. Maurice Evans Jr.'s attorney, J.D. Byers, says there's a bond hearing tomorrow morning in Forsyth County Superior Court. Evans is charged with murder. While the case was still in juvenile court, Byers had asked the judge that his client be released to his parents. The DA's office, however, has said that he and the community are safer with him in custody. The case comes after the shooting at Mount Tabor High School on September 1st. It left a student, William Miller Jr., dead.
Authorities say a letter carrier shot and killed 2 other workers at a postal facility in Memphis, Tennessee on Tuesday before turning the gun on themselves. Memphis police, U.S. postal inspectors, FBI, and the ATF all responded to the scene. The local post office community said that their lives will be forever changed by this moment.
We all postal family. Okay. Even though I'm retired, they still my family. They still my family. Okay. It hurts because it could be me or anybody else, you know what I'm saying?
There is no word yet on a possible motive, and officials haven't released the names of the 3 people who died.
A man is dead following a police pursuit along a highway in South Carolina. This happened on I-85 in Anderson County. Authorities say deputies tried to stop a red Camaro because they thought it was stolen. The driver did not stop, and that led to the chase. The Camaro then wrecked, and the driver got out with a gun, according to police. That prompted at least one of the deputies to shoot. We're told the driver was hit at least 2 times.
Severe storms tore through parts of Oklahoma last night, and today people who live in Mustang, Oklahoma are checking out the damage left behind by a suspected tornado. That storm flipped a truck on its side and tore parts of the roof off of this home. Also overnight, a possible storm-related fire started at the Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club. Emergency crews responded, and luckily there were no reports of injuries at either location.
Well, let's get another check on traffic right now. This is Greensboro, I-85 at Belmont Road. No problem northbound or southbound. In Forsyth County, lanes will be closed overnight on I-40 for paving work. This is happening eastbound from the 421 split to just east of Haynes Mall Boulevard, and westbound from Peters Creek Parkway to Haynes Mall Boulevard. That work is happening from 8 in the evening until 5 in the morning.
Well, coming up, we're going to need a bigger boat. The monster alligator these 2 hunters caught and why they say they'll be back next year.
Plus, we take a look at the latest numbers on childhood obesity and hear from an experts about what we can do as a state to try to get these numbers back in check.
And here is a look at how stocks finished the day on Wall Street.
After waiting 3 years for permission, 2 hunters in Florida have made the catch of a lifetime. They wrangled up a 12-foot alligator. It was in the Perdido River. Took about 2 hours to get the gator out of the water. Both men say it was well worth it.
That was our first night actually trying, so kind of rolled up on this guy and wasn't really sure what we hooked until we got him next to the boat. I knew when we put a hook in him, we were like, okay, he's pretty big. But then when we saw this giant foot, and this giant tail come up next to the boat. We're like, okay, he's really big.
He's 11 and a half, and he's not fully stressed. He's 12 foot, bud.
That's a big boy. He's full grown.
12 foot.
I mean, he's at least 50 years old, I'd say.
The plan is to get the gator cleaned and processed and apply again for another tag next year.
Fishermen in Kansas reeled in this 4.5-foot long alligator gar. It's the first one ever caught in the state, and it was caught last month. Now, this fish isn't native to Kansas, so wildlife experts believe that it could have been someone's pet and that they released it into the river once it got too big to take care of. It is illegal in Kansas to release fish into public waters, whether they're native or not. Well, an artist in Anchorage, Alaska is turning the bodies of animals into art. Romney Dodd says it started with fish that came from a taxidermy business that a friend was selling. Dodd paints the animals with colorful swirls and design. She says collectors buy the final products for as much as $20,000.
Lowering your sodium levels, how much salt the FDA wants you to have in your diet now.
We're enjoying some warm temperatures for October. It's going to get even hotter, but we also have a fall cool down on the way. We'll help you plan your weekend coming up.
Child obesity rates continue to hold steady, but that doesn't tell the whole story.
Right. Health experts say the most recent numbers we have don't yet reflect the impact from the pandemic. Our Bill O'Neill has the story all new tonight at 5.
A spokesperson for the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation says emerging evidence shows the impact from the pandemic won't be good news.
The latest numbers find 16% of children ages 10 to 17 are obese. North Carolina's numbers are even higher than the national average at 20%. The numbers among minority children are worse. 24% among African Americans, 21% of Hispanic Americans versus 12% of white Americans. According to the State of Childhood Obesity Report, the numbers are flat over the past 5 years. But health experts say there's evidence showing the pandemic will create a new surge.
I think we are expecting over the next couple of years to certainly see the profound impact that COVID has had on childhood obesity rates, and that should not surprise any of us.
The report urges extending and expanding federal programs such as school meals, SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and WIC, the Women, Infants, and Children's Program. For North Carolina, a spokesperson for the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation urges the state to expand Medicaid coverage. Medicaid expansion, how does that help me with overweight?
So it goes back to, obesity is a consequence of so many issues. It's access to high quality health care, health insurance, opportunities for early care and education. Does mom and dad benefit from the kinds of family support policies we know help ensure that kids can thrive?
The report singles out the health threat of sugary drinks, how beverage companies market their products in schools using athletes and music stars. The report notes, quote, these efforts are strikingly similar to tactics used by tobacco companies to get young people hooked on their products. The report on childhood obesity concludes,
probably the important message here is that it is still far too high. And this is a crisis that continues to plague the nation that we need to be focusing on.
Authors of the report say that child obesity, one of the most challenging public health issues of our time. The threat to kids, type 2 diabetes, and high blood pressure. In Greensboro, I'm Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.
The FDA wants to lower your salt intake in certain foods. In the next 2.5 years, the FDA wants to lower the average sodium intake to 3,000 milligrams per day. That's a 12% reduction from current levels, but still above the American Heart Association's recommendation of 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. Eating too much salt is dangerous. It can raise blood pressure and cause kidney disease, and also increases your risk of heart attack and stroke.
Foods is voluntarily recalling about 1,600 cases of dog food that was distributed all across the country. The company is worried that there could be elevated levels of vitamin D, which can cause all kinds of health problems in dogs. Impacted packages have the following lot number with a best buy date of June 29th, 2023 or September 1st, 2023. Customers can return their recalled packages to wherever they bought them from, and they should be able to get a full refund there.
Well, overnight, a tornado roared through Sharon Springs, Kansas, knocking out power and damaging buildings. That twister formed from a line of severe storms that moved through the central region of the country last night. Power lines in several buildings were damaged. That same storm system also caused extensive damage to the Clinton Regional Airport near Oklahoma City. Now, fortunately for us, we're not dealing with bad weather here, just some beautiful blue skies and plenty of sun, Lainey. It's really nice.
It is nice, and it's a bit on the warm side for October, but I haven't heard any complaints out there. As you mentioned, there is a storm to our west that has been causing winter weather and severe weather. When it gets here, it's definitely going to bring us some colder air and some passing showers. You look at downtown Graham today, great day to get out, get some errands done, right? You've got mainly sunny skies all across our region, a bit of fog out there this morning. We may have some patchy fog tomorrow morning. I don't anticipate it being as thick as it was earlier in the week. Here's the storm. You can see flooding is a concern over Texas. You see the flood warnings there and the flood watches that are up. Also winter weather out over the Rockies, and it is that storm system that is going to be moving to the east. We haven't seen a lot of severe storms like we did earlier in the week, but there's at least a marginal risk for that over parts of Texas. And then moving through the days, the storm system does appear to weaken some into Thursday and Friday. We'll watch this, though, for the opportunity for maybe some thunderstorms in our region. Right now, we do think it looks like passing showers, some breezes, and some cooler air tumbling in. And that cooler air has high temperatures only in the 50s over the northern plains and over the Rockies. Our temperatures right now are much warmer than that. We've got 78 in Mount Airy, 79 in North Wilkesboro, 70 right now in Sparta, and some 80s showing up from Moxville along I-40 over to Greensboro. up toward Danbury, also at 80 degrees. For the next couple of days, we'll have warm temperatures in the high 70s in the mountains, low 80s in the foothills, and low to even mid 80s expected across the Piedmont Triad with overnight lows in the 50s. The cloud cover today is showing up here from Raleigh to the east. We've got clear skies here in the darker coloring, and then out to the west, you've got a little more cloud cover that is also moving to the east. So I do think we'll see at least some passing clouds in our forecast tomorrow. It should be mainly sunny. It is going to be warm with a high temp of about 82 tomorrow afternoon. For the foothills, those lunchtime temperatures tomorrow under partly cloudy skies are in the mid 70s. So maybe you want to take your lunch outdoors. In the mountains, you've got a great day for checking out some fall color. Temps will be in the mid to upper 70s by late tomorrow. Right now, again, a pretty quiet weather pattern where we are. As you look at this map, though, by Saturday, that front starts to nose in. I do think it's a little bit slower, so maybe we get by with some rain-free conditions for the early part of the day on Saturday. That would be great for a lot of the events that are taking place. By Saturday afternoon, you can see the showers pushing through. By Saturday night, they've already cleared our area, and by Sunday morning, we have dry skies. We're waking up to a sunny, brisk day with highs that are only in the 50s and 60s. So here's your weekend forecast for the Triad. We'll see those temperatures dropping into the upper 40s by Sunday morning. We've got a lot of things happening this weekend for Friday night football on the high school fields. Mid 70s, a pretty mild evening. Your football forecast for Winston-Salem State on Saturday does have some showers developing after lunchtime, and then look for some lingering shower chances into the late afternoon and evening. That'll be the best rain chance. If you're headed over to Chapel Hill, you've got also that rain chance coming in late in the day with temps in the 80s. And if you're going to head down to Charlotte for the Panthers on Sunday, by then we've got a beautiful day for you, and we do have some cooler air with a high near 70 in Charlotte, highs in the upper 60s in the Triad, and mornings that are in the 40s into next week.
Well, coming up, new audio has been released in the college admissions scandal, and ahead you're going to hear some of the deals cut by the mastermind behind the Varsity Blues scheme.
And still ahead tonight on WXII 12 News at 6, we are celebrating survivors, how one woman's hope and strength is inspiring other women who've been diagnosed with breast cancer. Plus, Wanda Stark receives a special award. She's sharing some of the lessons she's learning about living her best life and why retirement looks and feels a little bit different than she thought it would. WXII 12 News at 6 begins at the top of the hour. We hope you will stick around. Back now with one final check on traffic in our 5 o'clock hour. Once again, we head to Greensboro. This is I-40 at Elm Eugene Street. A live look at the evening commute. No delays westbound or eastbound, and we certainly hope it stays that way.
Ready to scream again? It has been 25 years since the first Scream and a decade since Scream 4. And now the original stars, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette, are back with a new generation of potential victims and a new ghost face killer in an all-new Scream that's due in theaters January 14th. And a fun fact, didn't know this, the movie was filmed in Wilmington.
Newly released audio recordings reveal conversations between the man behind the 2019 college admissions scandal, Rick Singer, and some of his clients.
Those phone calls come as more parents involved in the scam were found guilty last week. Laura Jarrett has more.
Money and phony athletic credentials got their kids into college and now could land these parents behind bars for years.
Even these defendants, powerful and privileged people, are not above the law. They broke the law, and now they face the consequences.
John Wilson and Gamal Abdelaziz were found guilty on fraud and bribery charges for paying over $2 million to a college admissions consultant named Rick Singer, the mastermind behind the Varsity Blues scheme. Their lawyers tried to argue the families were duped by Singer into making what they thought were legitimate donations to schools. Little did they know, Singer had begun cooperating with the government, and the feds caught some of their most brazen conversations on tape.
The athlete gets first priority.
Athlete first priority, then a legacy will help, and then some additional side door money, or you have to do all three?
These recordings played for the jury at trial, offering a clear picture of the scam. Wilson paid Singer $220,000 to get his son into USC, and $1.5 million for his twin daughters to get into Harvard and Stanford. But Singer said a coach at Stanford advised they couldn't make their plans too obvious.
I can send him your $500,000 that you wired into my account to secure the spot for one of your girls. I asked him for a second spot in sailing, and he said he can't do that because he has to actually recruit some real sailors so that Stanford doesn't catch on.
Right.
Okay.
So
So
he's got to actually have some sailors.
yeah, so that Stanford doesn't catch on to what he's doing.
Abdelaziz paid Singer $300,000 to get his daughter into the University of Southern California. Their plan, according to court documents, to claim she was a basketball recruit based on falsified athletic credentials. Singer explained the plan to Abdelaziz over a phone call recorded as part of the investigation, saying a now former athletic department official at USC was involved.
I'm not going to tell the IRS anything about the fact that your $300,000 was paid to Donna Heinel at USC to get Sabrina into school, even though she wasn't a legitimate basketball player at that level. So I'm not going to say that to the IRS, obviously. You're okay with that, right?
Of course.
Donna Heinel was charged in 2019 and has pleaded not guilty. Her attorney told CNN, quote, "Rick Singer is a known liar. Nothing he says about my client since he became a government informant can or should be believed." Abdelaziz and Wilson, just two of dozens of parents involved in the scandal, including actresses Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin, who pleaded guilty and served short prison sentences. Abdelaziz and Wilson are facing up to 20 years in prison now for their involvement.
John Wilson and Gamal Abdelaziz used fraud and bribery to get what they wanted. What they did was an affront to hardworking students and parents.
WXII 12 News at 6 starts right now.
It has been a violent few weeks in the Piedmont Triad.
Some people have become numb to the almost daily reports of shootings, but each one touches a family and a community.
Absolutely, and tonight we are hearing from the family of a man found dead outside of the Mill 800 apartments located on Chatham Road in Winston-Salem earlier this month.
Let's go to Louis Tran. He is live tonight, and Louis, the family shared some special memories with you earlier today.
Yeah, good evening, Kenny. Loved ones say LaCarnley Dixon had a huge heart. In fact, they say his nickname was Lonnie Love because he cared so much about the people around him.
And you see every picture that we have of him, he's surrounded. This is him right here. And my daughter.
Couture Devane is looking back on the photos of her older brother. Now that he's gone, she's left with memories that she hopes can fill the void in her heart.
It is devastating. It is devastating. Because there was never an important moment in my life that my brother was not there.
Not only for her, but also for the entire family. Devane says Dixon would often check on everyone. And while family members do not live near each other, she says he was the glue that held everyone together. A feeling that Lydia Gordon, who shares a son with Dixon, agrees with, and is now left holding her family tight.
Life will never be the same. I'll always be different. My son will always be different. Happy birthday, Grandpa Lonnie. Happy birthday to you. 1 minute someone's here, and the next minute they're gone, and it's critical to show people that you love them while they're here. And he did that.
Dixon's love for others is felt by many, as loved ones try to wrap their heads around his absence. They say his love will always live on through the people that he touched.
Everybody loved him. He was the life of the party, so charismatic. And I was really proud that he was my brother.
Family members tell me Dixon was a maintenance technician at the apartment complex that he worked at. If you have any details that may help police with their investigation, you are being urged to call Crime Stoppers, where you can remain anonymous. Reporting live from Winston-Salem, I'm Louis Tran, WXII 12 News.
The teen accused of fatally shooting his classmate at Mount Tabor High School will be back in court tomorrow. Maurice Evans Jr.'s attorneys by the name of J.D. Beyer says that a bond hearing will be held tomorrow morning in Forsyth County Superior Court. Now, Evans is charged with murder. While the case was still in juvenile court, Byers had asked the judge that his client be released to his parents. But the district attorney's office says that Evans and the community are both safer with him in custody. Evans is accused of shooting William Miller Jr. at Mount Tabor High School on September 1st, and Miller died at the hospital.
In Greensboro, this man is charged in a fatal shooting at a barber shop. Officers say Kevin Fikes Jr. robbed, then shot Jose Correa. It happened earlier this month at TV Barbershop on Phillips Avenue. Correa later died at the hospital as well. Fikes is charged with murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon. He is due in court tomorrow. A man from Yadkinville is accused of stealing a box truck, then speeding away from police and backing into parked vehicles. Gibsonville officers say they tried to pull over Kirk Ferriola on Burlington Road because his truck didn't have its lights on. They say Ferriola just kept driving, made a hard turn onto NC 61 and almost flipped over before continuing down I-40. Guilford County deputies joined the chase around South Elm Eugene Street. Investigators say the driver stopped in a wooded area at the end of Sebastian Road, then backed into a Gibsonville police car and a Guilford County Sheriff's Office car. Investigators say Ferriola was involved in an earlier crash in Alamance County, left the hospital against medical advice, and then stole the truck. Governor Cooper signed an energy bill into law today. It rolls back greenhouse gas emissions from Duke Energy. This bill went through months of negotiations and dozens of different versions. The governor says this bill moves the state into a, quote, reliable and affordable clean energy future. The law instructs the state's Utilities Commission to take all reasonable steps to cut carbon dioxide emission from Duke Energy's power plants by 70% by the year 2030. The governor says 15 other U.S. states have similar requirements, but Virginia is the only other one in this part of the country.
The FDA authorized an electronic cigarette for the first time. Health officials say the vaping device from RJ Reynolds has benefits for smokers, and now the company is moving forward with 3 of its products. We're talking about the Vuse Solo Power Unit and 2 of its replacement cartridges, as you see here. The FDA says that the company's data show the e-cigarettes help smokers significantly cut back on their use of cigarettes. A representative for RJR says that the company has been working toward the authorization since 2016.
We will await final decisions on some other of our products as well, and we'll continue to
innovate our products, continue to work to reduce the health impact of our products, offer alternatives to smokers, and generate the science to support that.
In the decision, the FDA acknowledged some concerns about young, new smokers using e-cigarette products. The FDA says that the authorization limits the marketing of the products to try to reduce youth exposure. Meantime, last month, the agency rejected applications for more than 1 million e-cigarettes and related products, mainly because of their potential appeal to underage teenagers.
There is optimism tonight in the country's fight to end the COVID pandemic. The CDC is predicting the number of hospitalizations and deaths should continue to decline over the next 4 weeks or so, but they also warn it's still not over. They say more people will unfortunately spend time inside during the winter months, which could increase the spread of the virus and send cases back up again. Health experts say the risk for children is the highest right now, most of whom are not yet old enough to be eligible for a vaccine. They say getting the COVID vaccine is still the best way to get us out of this pandemic. And while the push is still on getting the first dose for many, an FDA advisory panel is getting ready to meet to discuss boosters for Moderna and Johnson & Johnson's vaccines. Pfizer's booster shot is already authorized for people at a higher risk of getting seriously ill from COVID. Specifically in North Carolina, 70% of adults have received at least one dose of one of the COVID vaccines. 65% of adults are now considered fully vaccinated. Vaccinations are currently open to anyone who is at least 12 years of age in our state.
Halloween just a few weeks away, and health experts say you don't have to hold off on the costumes or trick-or-treating as long as you take a few extra steps to make sure you stay safe. Colette Stein explains.
About to experience our second Halloween during the pandemic, and just like last year, experts are recommending you take some extra steps to keep you and your family safe this year. Shell Jeffrey, a physician assistant at Novant Health, is recommending families stick to the basics this year to keep safe.
We do recommend frequent hand washing and hand sanitizing. It would be a good idea to take some hand sanitizer with you trick-or-treating and helping your kids frequently sanitize, especially if they want to sneak a treat before they get home.
Jeffrey says social distancing is also a must. But when it comes to wearing masks, it's not as simple as any other day of the year.
We don't recommend that children wear both a costume mask and a mask together because it can cause them trouble with breathing. But in between houses, if they take their costume mask off, putting their mask on while they're traveling in that group is a good idea.
Overall, Jeffrey says the best way to keep you and your family safe is by getting vaccinated if you're eligible. But if you are unvaccinated and would still like to trick-or-treat safely,
unvaccinated people need to keep their distance and wear their mask whenever they are around people who don't live in their home.
In Winston-Salem, Colette Stein, WXII 12 News.
Well, tonight we want to take a moment to celebrate our friend and former co-worker Wanda Stark.
Yeah, she was awarded the Trellis Supportive Care's Living Your Best Life Leadership Award, which recognizes individuals making a difference in our community.
Wanda, of course, worked here at WXII for decades and retired last year. She launched a weekly series called A Place to Call Home, profiling children who were waiting to be adopted. This was personal for her because she was adopted as a young woman.
Wanda also started Inspire series, telling so many of your stories and sharing how people right here in the Triad are making a difference.
Wanda says she was honored and stunned to be named this year's award recipient.
I have to admit, though, when I first learned that I was being nominated for this award, I thought, am I really living my best life, really? Because when I planned this retirement thing years ago, I thought retirement would be a lot of international travel, would be producing documentaries, I would be taking classes. And then we got a pandemic and everything came to a halt. But what I realized is that I need to focus on what I can do, not what I can't. So while I can't take classes in person, there is so much that I can learn every day. There are books that I can read. There are movies that I can watch. There are cultural experiences that I can share. There's so much to learn every day.
Humble, gracious, and wise as always. A well-deserved honor for Wanda Stark. Congratulations to her from all of us here at WXII.
So you don't have to wait until your chemo is over or you get this clean bill of health from your doctor. You are a survivor at day one.
Stay
Still ahead, celebrating survivors. A woman shares her story of hope and strength to bring encouragement to other women fighting breast cancer.
And we are live here in Charlotte, where the Wednesdays belong to women at the ACC tip-off. We are checking in with each of the Big Four teams next.
And on Wednesdays, of course, we wear pink, so we are doing that for the fight against breast cancer. Take a look at all the colors on the map behind me. Yeah, we've got some blue. That's the cold air. That's going to be moving our way. But first, a big warm-up in our forecast.
We'll tell you how and why the government plans to reduce the amount of salt in our diets. Also, our interview with some of the early victims of Havana syndrome, the unexplained phenomenon that's afflicted hundreds of U.S. diplomats and spies, when we see you back here tonight.
It is Wednesday, and we are, of course, wearing pink to raise awareness about breast cancer.
All month long, we've been highlighting the importance of early detection and testing, and also celebrating survivor stories.
Audrey Bisk introduces us to a woman working to inspire all of the fighters out there.
It was really special hearing Laura Craven's breast cancer journey, who is still fighting today. She was under 40 with no family history when she was first diagnosed. She went through chemo and radiation, and then 15 years later, she was diagnosed again.
There's always hope.
With a smile on her face, Laura Craven radiates hope and strength.
I was first diagnosed it was actually April 1st of 2003. And, you know, of course, it's very scary then, and I found a good support system with the American Cancer Society. And then, you know, 15 years later, when I got a second diagnosis, my world of support had just grown tremendously.
Laura focuses on being active in her recovery and staying positive. To help, she became a volunteer with ACS.
They're all about the celebration of the survivorship, and so that's what I wanted to get involved in. And to see all the businesses pink, and like at your TV studio, and all of the pink on Wednesdays, it's just, the community support is just awesome.
Laura encourages other women not to be afraid to celebrate survivorship.
A lot of people don't realize when that starts, and for me it starts at day one of diagnosis, because that's the day you become a fighter. So you don't have to wait until your chemo is over or you get this clean bill of health from your doctor. You are a survivor at day one.
And Laura has always looked forward to the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer 5K non-competitive walk. It's coming up this Saturday in Greensboro at Country Park. Anytime from 8:30 to noon, you can come by and show your support. Please visit WXII12.com/WeWearPink to register today. Reporting for WXII 12 News, I'm Audrey Bisk.
Well, high school football is getting set for week 9 this Friday night, which will be here soon. High School Playbook heads out to Greensboro for our game of the week between Northern Guilford and Page. This is shaping up to be a competitive game, a good local rivalry. Northern is one of the top teams in the conference. The Nighthawks are undefeated, 7-0. Page dropped its first 3, but the Pirates are red hot too. They have won 4 straight since. And by the way, they couldn't win a single game in the spring, so they have turned it around for sure. It is clicking. Page is ready to host the Nighthawks this Friday night at 7:30. Look for highlights from our Lauren Walsh and John Johnson. And also looking ahead, the Ardmore Run against Hunger Raw starts in just a couple of days, and there's an in-person and a virtual option this year, so anyone can participate from anywhere. Our resident running enthusiast Lainey Pope is here with all the details on the big Raw.
Yeah, I just want to show this great shirt.
Oh, that's
Check it
cool.
out.
Yeah.
You know, I have a number of these because we have had a partnership, of course, with Second Harvest Food Bank for, I guess, 15 years now. I've been taking part in that race. I won't be running this year because there's another special event happening that morning, and that is the Alzheimer's Walk in Greensboro. But I will be out there Saturday morning to give you a little kickstart for the 5K this year. The run, of course, is back in person this year. They are using some precautions. They encourage you to bring a mask, wear a mask when you can. They're going to have hand sanitizing stations out there as well. I'll have my mask on for that start. It is Saturday morning at 8 for the fun run. That is at Redeemer Presbyterian Church in Winston-Salem. So they have the fun run, 8:30, the 5K. I'll see you there. Then the 10K comes after that. That virtual option also benefits Second Harvest Food Bank. You can do that kind of on your own time between Friday and Monday. So we're just excited that we're able to be back in person at least, but doing so safely. So hopefully we'll see you out there on Saturday morning. And yes, we're hoping that the rain is going to hold off, and I do think that it might with our current timing. Well, let's look out there today where we had some sunshine. It was nice, right, with temperatures that were warm, maybe warmer than you'd like. I don't know. I haven't heard any complaints yet with temperatures in the 80s across the area. Our weekend forecast does have a big dip in the temps. Notice how we're only in the 60s. And some 40s in the morning. Now, it's going to be a little chilly there for Raw on Saturday morning at 48. The showers, I think, will come in after midday on Saturday unless the timing changes significantly, but that's what we're thinking right now. The high temperatures out there today, we're in the low 80s and we're in the 70s right now. We've got 75 in Mount Airy. Our high temperature was 81 degrees, so almost 10 degrees above normal. We're going to be in the 80s Thursday and Friday. Then that front comes in and that will drop those temps, and we'll be down into the 40s for morning temperatures by Sunday morning. Tonight, it still feels pretty comfortable, mid to upper 50s by tomorrow morning. So you might need a light jacket. There'll be a little bit of patchy fog out there as we start. Here's your 12-hour forecast for tomorrow with temperatures that will be in the low 80s. A warm day, mainly sunny day. A good outdoor day in the foothills with temperatures also in the low 80s by late afternoon. In the mountains, we've got mid 50s to start, and then we're in the 70s by the afternoon. Lunchtime in the mountains, we'll have temps close to 70 degrees. There's some good fall color. We're starting to see some of that coming down through some of the lower elevations in the mountains. A little bit of a delay. You see our front out to the west. It is creating flooding and severe weather concerns over Texas, winter weather over the Rockies. southeast. For us, a line of showers and some significantly colder air, because you can see the temperatures out in Denver are only in the 50s. So here's how it looks to play out. This is Saturday morning, some clouds. Rain starts to move in. By afternoon, we'll see some of those showers moving into the Triad. Should be out of here by Saturday night. By Sunday, we have the cooler mornings in the 40s and then highs that are only in the 50s and 60s for Sunday afternoon. I mentioned that walk to end Alzheimer's. I'll be jetting over to Greensboro to LeBauer Park Saturday morning for that walk. It is a 9 a.m. registration, a 10 a.m. ceremony that will be followed by the walk. Of course, it benefits the Alzheimer's Association. Also, heard Audrey talking about the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. She will be at Country Park on Saturday morning. They have no set start time. They're kind of staggering this event, 8:30 until noon. It benefits the American Cancer Society. If you're wanting to check out the fall color, we do have some rain in the morning on Saturday, but look at these temperatures in the mountains in the 30s. Right now, peaking in western North Carolina through about October the 20th. We're about 1 weekend away from the Blue Ridge Parkway actually hitting its peak. Here's your 7-day forecast. Temperatures are warm for now, but much cooler at the end of that 7-day.
You're watching WXII 12.